Back in May, Mayor Lightfoot announced that on the occasion of the 2-year anniversary of her inauguration, she would grant one-on-one interviews exclusively to journalists of color. She faced a lot of heat for it. How do you feel about the reaction to that? You're being sued. Some people, including prominent journalists of color, called it a stunt. Tell me why you did that? Why are you talking to me? Like, I'm a white lady.
So here's the bottom line for me. To state the obvious, I'm a Black woman mayor. I'm the mayor of the third largest city in the country. Obviously have a platform. It's important to me to advocate on things that I believe are important. And going back to why I ran, to disrupt the status quo. The media is critically important to our democracy. You know this better than I do. The media is in a time of incredible upheaval and disruption. But our City Hall press corps looks like it's 1950 or 1970. When I look across the podium, whether I'm in a formal press conference or I'm out in a neighborhood, the reporters who show up are invariably overwhelmingly white. Intentionality around diversity and inclusion is crucial. People that make the hiring decisions have to be focused on diversity. In Chicago, we have a huge amount of diverse media talent. We've got schools of journalism that are best in class across the country, and I would say really across the world. So the absence of journalists of color covering the mayor of the third largest city in the country is absolutely unacceptable. And so I decided to say something about it.
You're talking about the mainstream media.
Correct.
I agree with you. I just taught at the University of Chicago. You have amazing diverse journalists studying there that I taught. And I agree with the need for more diversity in media, but politicians don't get to choose who covers them. Is there a different way to do this? Talking to smaller outlets,
No, it's not. It's not about me choosing who covers me, right? I gave exclusive interviews, and we do get to choose who we talk to in exclusives. I gave exclusive interviews with journalists of color, right? 1 24-hour period, and it was like people's heads exploded. I had journalists saying, does the mayor think I'm racist? No, it's not about individuals. It's about systemic racism. It's about calling it like I see it and challenging the heads of the media companies here in town to do a better job of bringing journalists of color, women, into the fray. That's what this is about. And so, yeah, I could have been quiet and sat back and said, well, I don't like this. I think they could do better. I kept it to myself. But why should I? If not me, who? I believe, a responsibility. These are issues that I care deeply about. And what I heard from most journalists of color, and particularly Black journalists, thank you, Mayor. We've been trying to have these conversations in our newsrooms, with our producers, with our presidents, and we couldn't get traction until now. And I've seen a difference.
So has it worked?
One of the business journals here.
Would you do it again?
I would absolutely do it again. I would absolutely do it again. And I'm unapologetic about it because it spurred a very important conversation, a conversation that needed to happen, that should have happened a long time ago. But I don't want it just a conversation. I want results. I want to see these networks, these companies, these producers, the decision makers take this seriously because it's a serious issue.
100%.
As I said before, the media plays a very important role in our democracy. And if the only voices in the media are white guys, that's a problem because I
cover tech, so I'm aware of this problem quite substantively.
Yeah, so I'm just saying we need to have a variety of voices, bringing different perspectives to interpreting events of the day so that we have a balanced, diverse approach to issues. If we only have a perspective that doesn't share the lived experience of a city that's 2/3 people of color, that does a disservice to our city.
Mm-hmm. The question is whether it will work. I mean, I've been banging on this in tech, and it honestly hasn't worked. I'll tell you, in essence.
But if you're not diligent, if you don't keep banging on that door, change is never going to happen. It's too easy to say no.
That's a fair point.